over at the beautiful Highland Meadows Golf Course in Sylvania, Ohio. What a finish. Danielle Kang at the last hole comes on top. 15 under for the tournament. She shot a 3 under 68 on Sunday to win for the second week in a row, knocking off Lydia Ko, who led throughout the tournament, ends up shooting a 73 on Sunday, finishing at 14 under, tied for second with Jody Ewart-Shadoff. Minjee Lee follows in third at 13 under. More on this and what's going on in the PGA as well, right here on 760 WJR. Don't go anywhere. Spin on Golf next.
760 WJR, your news, traffic, and weather station.
Welcome to the Spin on Golf Show. With your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
Well, so glad you can join us wherever you may be on a Sunday night, listening the traditional way here on 760 WJR, or perhaps checking in on Facebook Live. Regardless, we are happy that you are here. So much going on in the golfing world today. As I just said, an eventful weekend at Highland Meadows down in Sylvania. Of course, the PGA going on right now. I'm taking a look at my partners in crime right now, and you can see they've got one eye on the screen and one eye kind of looking at their television monitor right now, keeping an eye on what is going on out in the Frisco area. But always a pleasure to be joined by these guys. Let's welcome them in. Jordan Young, Mike Fay, BC, Brian Cairns. Listen, guys, tremendous weekend for golf, not only here in the great state of Michigan, but really everywhere.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. We had the extra holes in the U.S. Women's Am today, and that went 38 holes. We've got the men's Am starting next week tomorrow at Bandon Dunes. BC and Mr. Jeff Roth are up north at the State Pro-Am. We're watching the back nine of the PGA Championship here. Lots of stuff going on.
We are going to be joined by the above aforementioned Jeff Roth momentarily. He is the Boyne Golf Academy instructor. He has won. Mike Fay, props to you for doing the homework. I knew that he had won 5 Michigan PGA professional titles. You're telling me you did the homework. Thank goodness somebody is around here, Mike Fay. 17 majors for Jeff Roth.
Absolutely. Worked with Jeff for a few years up at Boyne, and he is a fantastic player. It's going to be fun to talk to him and find out all about the PGA Championship.
And BC, we're checking in with you as well. BC always with an exotic look. I'm looking at him right now. He's got the water behind him. Lots going on there, BC. Doing a little fishing. How BC is that?
This is terrible. Lake Charlevoix. This is terrible. I can't stand it anymore.
Good connection, though, tonight, BC.
Good connection. Yeah, right out in the open. I got no interference here down in the lake area. But,
Make sure when you have a fish on, don't drop your phone in the water.
Oh, don't say that. But, yeah, I played a lot of golf, and I would give Jeff probably all my reason for success. He's the one that told me to do it my way and stick to my way, and that's the only way. And I owe a lot to Jeff. Good friend and a great champion in Michigan.
I cannot stress this enough. This is so BC. I'm looking at the screen, and I honestly, I'm trying to hide my laughter because if you're not following on Facebook Live, he's participating in the show. He's there. There's no doubt about it. But he's got his pole, and he's out on the lake as well. What a beauty. What an absolute beauty, BC.
No, come on. McCarty doesn't do that on Friday nights, does he?
As Mike Parsons said, BC, the king of multitasking. Absolutely.
I don't know.
Get nothing done, though.
Hey, thoughts on, we were just talking about the LPGA. I mean, absolute props need to go out. It looked like this was Lydia Ko's tournament all weekend long. I know we're going to check in with Michael Wan, the LPGA commissioner, in just a few moments, but Danielle Kang, literally at the end, literally on the 18th hole, a classic comeback. She ends up winning. And Jordan, you and I were talking about it. Highland Meadows, just a beautiful course. I'd be remiss if we didn't get your guys' thoughts on that.
Well, Highland Meadows is a cool spot. It's a fun course to play, perfect for the Marathon Classic presented by Dana. But yeah, I was getting ready to talk about Lydia Ko, and I had to pick up and see she made double on the last hole and fell to third place, which gave Kang the back-to-back win. So it'll be interesting. I didn't see exactly what happened, but man, what a way to go from first to third.
Yeah, no doubt. Mike Fay, I don't know if you got a chance to see any of it, if you had any thoughts on it, but again, so often we talk about this in this crazy game. It seems like everybody's been there. I mean, this was literally Ko's tournament to lose. There's no other way to say that. And you know what? Just a couple of bad holes, and the next thing you know, there's Kang, and she's in a position to take care of business, and she did.
Well, Kang has been playing good for the last couple of weeks, as you know, winning last week. And so, I am just happy that Lydia is playing good, back to playing where she was a few years ago, which is really, really cool for her. She'll get a win. I know she will.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Michael Wan, as I mentioned, is going to be joining us at about a little bit after 7:30. The LPGA commissioner will get his take on what's been going on there. Guys, obviously, everybody's got an eye on Harding Park. We've been, let's not deny it. Everybody has been keeping an eye on that. It should be a fantastic finish. Just some thoughts on what we've seen so far. Hey, listen, there's a lot of golf yet to be played. And we're not even going to get a chance to get to it all tonight. But your thoughts on what we've seen so far this weekend in San Francisco?
From me, Paul Casey. He's tied for the lead, going for his first major. Nobody's talked about him. Everybody's talking about DJ Morikawa. Maybe a little bit about Day, Cameron Champ. Nobody's mentioned at all Paul Casey. So, although I'm pulling for DJ, I mean, seeing Paul Casey win his first would be cool.
Now, who was it? Was it you that said Finau last week, BC? Did you say Finau?
That was me.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was me.
I didn't pick the punk. Don't worry.
What jumped out to you, BC? Have you got a chance to watch?
I've actually watched a lot of this golf, and it's hard for me to sit down and watch golf because I'm really a patient person. But anyway, these guys are missing greens with wedges here, like Cameron Champ and Wolf. They're hitting some really poor shots coming down the stretch here. So guys that haven't been there, we're going to see what they're made of. And they're kind of, the veteran, Dustin Johnson is hitting the ball in the middle of the green, just being patient, letting it come to him. So, and Jason Day too, they're just being very patient.
Well, Mike Fay, it should be a tremendous finish. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye on that. It won't be over by the time we're out of here, but we'll have a better idea, perhaps. Anything jump out to you, Mike?
I'm excited about Matthew Wolf playing so good. He's hanging in there. Hit a couple bad shots, but he's right back up in there. He didn't let it go away, so he's got a chance. It'll be fun.
Jordan, I saw you holding up the finger, so I'm going to go to you right now.
I know that Brooks Koepka is not going to win.
That's right.
That's for certain.
Yeah, that was my pick. Yeah, we had a few bogeys on
he's had a few bogeys on the front side, so I think he's 4 over through 9 or so.
Right.
All right, so just the very latest as I look at it right now, we've got Casey, Morikawa, and DJ at 10 under, and then 4 guys at 9 under, Day, Finau, Champ, and Scheffler. So certainly we'll keep an eye on that. You keep an ear on us. So glad you could join us on a Sunday night. As mentioned, we are going to have Jeff Roth, the Boyne Golf Academy instructor, join us next. A big tournament tomorrow. He's going to be part of it. BC's going to be part of it. Boy, Roth has had himself one heck of a run in his career, and something tells me he's not done yet. So we will catch up with Jeff Roth next, right here, Spin on Golf on a Sunday night. So glad you could join us on 760 WJR. That is so. When I saw him hold the fishing pole up, I nearly lost it. That was awesome. That was so good.
What do you want me to do? It's 15 foot of water right here. I got to fish.
Great.
I can see him.
Hey, Jeff.
We got Jeff up. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, boys.
How you doing?
Hey, JR.
Doing
You're not
great.
fishing like BC?
I can see everybody. You all look great.
Jeff, would you like Jeff or JR? What your player's choice?
Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Would you like Jeff or JR? How would you like us to address you?
I don't know if he can hear you, can
I'm
he?
not sure he can hear me.
I can't. I can hear Jordan.
All right.
Worst comes to worst, if we could give him the phone number to call in on. Is that better, Jeff Roth? Are you hearing us better?
Do you have us now, Jeff?
You're kind of in and out.
Mike, why don't you text him the number and we'll get him to call in.
Okay.
Jeff, we're going to get you to call in, okay?
Okay, what's the number?
All right. Jordan, let's see. Yeah, send me Jeff's phone number and I'll text him the call-in number.
Here,
Go ahead, Mike.
I'll put it into the thing.
Okay.
It's 810.
Oop, hold on. This is going out over the internet, so.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on.
Put it
Give
on
it to
the
everyone. Give it to everyone.
Okay.
Good job, Sean.
Thank you. I think we're going to get the news that college football's canceled tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a good idea of that too.
Yeah. I think it's coming to. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to be canceled. It just might be as early as tomorrow.
Well, the MAC came out today eliminating a bunch of stuff to the spring season.
Yeah. That's what we're doing in the GLIAC too. They're talking about starting the first week of March and ending the second week of May.
BC.
Yo.
Who are you playing with up there?
Champ.
Champer.
There's Champ right there.
Champer. Champ's on the show.
Champ's
How's
on the show.
everybody doing tonight?
Good. See that gray hair there.
Oh boy,
Champ's
FaceTime.
on air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would have known that. I would have kept my distance.
Are you at the
Welcome back to the Spin on Golf Show. Now, back to your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
All right, welcome back in 760 WJR. It's the Lure on Fishing show. I mean, Spin on Golf.
Yes.
Yes, that's I'm watching. Listen, I'm watching BC fish, and I wish I could sit there and watch you fish the entire show. But
Oh,
we've
yeah,
got
right.
some important business to take care of. Jeff Roth is going to be joining us shortly. So Eric Dorsch, our producer back at the Fisher Building, the Golden Tower at 760 WJR. You let us know when we have him. As a matter of fact, I believe we have him now, kindly joining us. He is the Boyne Golf Academy instructor. He has had a heck of a lot of success golfing here in the state of Michigan. As our statistician Mike Fay pointed out, 17 majors for this guy. Let's welcome in Jeff Roth, kindly joining us on the show. First of all, Jeff, really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for joining us here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You ever get tired of this, Jeff? I mean, you've had so much success. You guys are getting ready to play a tournament. I'm sure you have people say in your life, "Oh, Jeff, you've been doing it a while. Is it time for you to slow down?" I guess the way that I look at it, as long as you're having success, why would you slow down?
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as I have my health, I still have the desire to try to get better. And, it's when I don't want to put a score on the scorecard anymore, that's when I'll probably kind of fade away. But I really enjoy what I do. I enjoy playing. I enjoy grinding. I enjoy, mentoring and giving golf instruction as best as I know. And so I'll be doing that for as long as I'm healthy like that.
Jeff, Jordan Young here. Congrats. You're playing out in the West Coast. I know you took the red eye back home, and now you're up north at Boyne. But hey, you played some pretty darn good golf up there. I was showing a bunch of my students your driving distance and all that kind of stuff, and how you're comparing with these guys. And hey, this guy is one of the best ever in Michigan. He's 62 years old, and he's out there playing. What can you bring back from your experience the last few days out at Harding Park?
Well, I know that the game at that level is probably past me. I'm going to get another chance next year at the Rocket Mortgage under maybe some favorable conditions. But my caddy was kidding me yesterday. He said you did lead the field in one statistic, and that was proximity to the tee after your tee shot.
How'd you like that one?
Well, I kind of knew before I got there that it was going to be a par 76. And when I got there were literally, 6 par 4s I couldn't get to.
Wow.
And so, I was last in greens hit for the week. And, but that's only because I only had 24 opportunities out of 36 to hit greens. So if I was perfect, I was only going to hit 24 greens. But, it is what it is. I played with a couple nice guys. I played with a young man from South Africa who just played beautifully. He shot 142, missed the cut by one. And then I played with Tyler Duncan, who won the RSM last year at the Island. And, probably 150 pounds, and he was driving it forever. It's just amazing how far they hit it.
And you played with Cameron Champ too, didn't you?
I played with Cam Champ, and I played with Scotty Scheffler on Tuesday for 9 holes.
Wow.
Champ hit it by me on one hole, 89 yards, that short par 4.
Yeah.
He drove it right next to the green, right next to that bunker. I had 126 to the flag.
Did you make birdie?
Yeah. I got it on the green. I made par. And then on the 4th hole, that really long par 5, I hit one out there pretty good. And Champ got me by 76, and Scheffler hit it by me 80.
Wow.
Oh, my Lord.
Jeff,
it's just...
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, it's just amazing. I mean, I've never been long. I've never been, even in the middle of the pack. But the equipment has just made it so that really off the tee, I'm just not even competitive at that level. That's for sure. It'll be nice to get back to playing some golf up here tomorrow with my partner in the State Pro-Am and have some fun.
Yeah, come back and beat us up. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Hey, I just got one more question.
I was talking to some guy last week, and he said, "Did you know you're the 7th oldest guy to ever tee it up in a PGA?" I said, "No, I didn't know that." But yeah, that's what he said. 7th oldest guy. My first PGA was in 1988, which, pretty much everybody wasn't even born that played in this tournament when I played my first PGA.
You were lucky enough to watch Tiger. It was yesterday, was it? Did you watch him for 9 holes, or?
I followed him for last 14 holes. I was on my way out of the hotel yesterday morning, and I was going to go get some breakfast at the course, and ran into a buddy of mine who was caddying for one of the players, and I said, "What are you up to today?" He goes, "Hell, I'm going out to the golf course. I'm going to watch Tiger play. There's nobody out there following." And I thought to myself, "Yeah, you know what? There's no gallery." I said, I got all access. I'm going out there too. So I tailed it out to the Golden Gate Bridge for 5 minutes, and then I couldn't take it anymore, and I had to come back and watch Tiger, watch JT, watch Jordan, but followed Tiger for 14 holes, and my gosh,
That's cool.
Just to be able to get in, basically inside the ropes. I mean, there's nobody there. You didn't have to worry about fighting for a position.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's great.
What jumped out to you, Jeff? You've been in the game forever. You've won a lot, and I can almost hear the awe in your voice is you're talking about that experience. What jumped out to you about watching Tiger?
Well, it kind of reminded me, he's arguably one of the best players to ever play the game. So to be able to be that up close and personal and watch him hit shots and listen to him say some bad language when he hit a bad shot. I mean, you're right there, right? I mean, he kind of flared one on 7, and it was just expletive after expletive for about 10 seconds. And, he was just kicking himself. And then, he walked off the tee and it was on to the next shot, which, kind of a little lesson learned there for other players.
That's probably the only thing. It's probably the only thing BC and I have in common with Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
The post-shot expletives.
Yes.
Oh, he was so bad. I wish I could say what he said.
You can. They just won't hear it, Jeff.
Yeah, nobody will hear that. BC's right. Mike, you had a chance to be up there. Obviously, you have a little familiarity up there with Boyne and Jeff. Anything come to mind?
Well, he is one of the best putters I've ever seen. It is so much fun to watch Jeff putt, and working with him for these years with the Nike camps up there and watching him teach the kids and share his knowledge has been fantastic, Jeff. I'm so happy you got to play in this. I know it was tough. They should have you be able to move up a few tees, don't you think, to be competitive?
Yeah, no, it was it was quite an experience. I wouldn't have done anything different all week. I kind of figured out what was realistic for me, and I didn't try to do anything more than what I could do. And a little bit of a sloppy finish. I was a little disappointed in my finish, but I was proud of the fact that I hung in there and I didn't embarrass myself. And I hit a lot of good shots. I really did. I made 104 feet of putts just to shoot 74 that first round.
Wow.
Yes, he can putt.
You had that small stretch, Jeff, of around the corner there, where you had a few bad holes in a row. I was wondering, how did you deal with that? Because it looked like you were going real good for a while, then you had that bad stretch, and then you leveled off and played the last 6 or 7 1 under.
Well, I knew, again, realistically, what my expectations were, and I really implemented that one shot at a time kind of rule. And I took a really good attitude, not just into the week, but specifically into those 2 rounds. Cause I knew that if I didn't have a good attitude and it started going sideways, it could get really ugly. And so I just played hard on every shot. And it's funny cause I had that stretch where I was 6 over after those 5 holes, and I still had the 2 tough par 4s, 13 and 14 to play. And once you know it, I got it up and down on 13 and 14 from 55 yards, exact same yardage, both holes. 493 yard hole and a 470 yard par 4. And you just got to keep grinding, right? Because that round could have gotten really ugly after that 5-hole stretch.
Well, listen.
JR.
Yeah, go ahead.
JR,
go ahead,
quick.
BC.
JR, real quick, is the ball going any shorter out there? Because it don't look like it on TV right now.
No, No, it did on Wednesday. I mean, I played 9 holes on Wednesday, and the ball went nowhere. It was really soupy and wet and cold, but no, I didn't feel like the ball went that much shorter. I mean, well, heck, I mean, when you're hitting it short, how much shorter can it go, right? But, when you're hitting it 300 yards, you might lose 20 yards. When you're hitting it 250 yards, you might lose 10 yards. So it didn't really affect me that much, in all honesty.
Well, Jeff, we really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much. I know it's been a whirlwind for you. Best of luck the next few days as well, and certainly look forward to talking to you in the future.
Yep. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it, and thanks for the time.
You got
Thanks,
it.
Jeff. Good luck
Jeff
this week.
Roth kindly joining us, Boyne Golf Academy instructor, certainly a legend here in the state of Michigan. When we come back, LPGA Commissioner Michael Wan right here, Spin on Golf, 760 WJR.
Over 100 feet of putts, Sean.
Jeez, oh, Pete, jeez.
104. 104. It's a lot.
Marathon Classic charity.
Do we have a number for Michael Wan if he doesn't join us via the stream?
We do not, but I can tell me what it is again, and I'll.
All right, I'll type it in the private chat here. Unless you want me to text you, whatever is easiest for
private chat.
Okay, you got it. Hang tight.
Frank Costello says, congratulations on your great effort, JR. Absolutely. Pretty awesome.
6-way tie, boys. 6-way tie. Wow. This will be interesting. What if this goes to a playoff?
That'll be fun.
Looks like BC's breaking into the Vino there on the boat.
No, no, that's champagne.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Jeff's got the cigar going.
Yes, I do,
cigar.
Jordan.
He's probably got a nice little glass of red wine.
Yes, I do, Jordan.
Are you guys catching anything?
No.
Are you at your in-laws?
Yes.
Nice. Looks like the weather really sucks.
Yeah, it got better. Tomorrow could be a washout. We'll see.
Really?
Well, there's some shit that's over in Wisconsin right now, depending on if it goes north or south.
There was some bad stuff early this morning over the lake in Lake Michigan, but I don't know if it carried its way over here today. I guess not.
It was so bad that they were dropping parachuters, and the parachuters were in the clouds until about 100 feet. It was unbelievable. It was nuts. The parachuters, they were dropping parachuters this morning.
Why?
When we were playing.
Oh.
And they were in the clouds forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was something.
There's Mike.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
No worries.
Yeah.
Mike, it's Juan. I want to make sure. Mike Juan?
That's correct, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You guys doing a little golf recap of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Talk a little PGA, talking a little Marathon Classic.
Yeah, even women's amateur. It was a good day for golf.
Yeah, women's am was exciting too.
It didn't seem too long ago when we turned on the TV, there was nothing to watch. It's nice to have a bunch to watch.
They had the girls split screen on today at prime time.
Yeah, they're trying to keep us all happy at the same time. Trying to avoid the emails come flooding into NBC.
Exciting finish down in Sylvania, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming. I feel bad for Lydia, but she'll be fine. She'll be in trouble.
Welcome back to the Spin on Golf Show. Once again, your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
Welcome back in, and it's interesting because during the break, our next guest reiterated what we were talking about at the very beginning of this show, and that is this. This has been a tremendous day for golf. It's not over yet, certainly. A lot of action out in California, but certainly a lot of action elsewhere in the golfing world, and not too far south of where we're all sitting right now. It was the Marathon Lpga Classic presented by Dana. And as we were talking about, listen, Lydia Ko was in cruise control seemingly for a few days. Then at the end, that's why you play 4 rounds. That's why you play 18 holes. To talk about that and all things going on in the LPGA, kindly joining us, the LPGA Commissioner, Michael Wan. And first of all, Michael, thanks so much for joining us. Exciting times down in Sylvania, I'm sure.
Yeah, thanks to Northwest Ohio for having us, not just for one event, but for 2. It was nice to be able to go in, get 1 rental car, 1 hotel room, play 2 events. To see Inverness the year before with no fans, no sponsors, nobody on site. A year from now, we'll put 150,000 fans on that for the Solheim Cup. And then to be able to come back and play Highland Meadows and play the Marathon Classic. Marathon's a home game for us. We know people in Toledo. We've been coming there for decades. So, when you sit off for 120 days, there's a lot of things to be nervous about in today's sporting world. But when you come to Toledo, for us, it feels like a safe place. And I'm excited to not only play 2 weeks of golf, but we had to put everybody on a charter tonight. And before we could put on a charter, everybody had to test negative. So we had 127 tests and 127 negative. So not only thank you, Northwest Ohio, for taking care of my family, but for keeping us safe.
Michael, it's interesting that you mentioned that because, there's familiarity there, and any familiarity helps right now through this crisis. I can't imagine what life has been like for you the last few months, but it seems like you guys are navigating. How have you done that?
Yeah, I mean, there's been nothing normal about the last 120 days. I mean, it's hard to watch what took you 5 or 6 years to build kind of go away in 100 days. But the good news for us is, once I think our sponsors started getting over the idea of we've all tried to play pro-ams, we all want to have fans. But the nice thing for us is, once we thought we could figure out this testing thing, it seems easy today, but 60 days ago, there really wasn't testing availability. You didn't really have resources to be able to go to create a safe environment. Today, I feel like we've turned a corner there. We're going to have people get sick. There's no way around that. But I think it's great that we can bring sports back. Like we were saying in the break, it wasn't too many weeks ago that you would come back on the weekend and not even turn the TV on. There was nothing to watch. So today, between the Women's Amateur, the Marathon Classic, and the PGA Championship, it's just exciting for golf fans to know that there's more than enough to watch. In fact, all 3 events overlapped. It feels a little bit like life pre-COVID today.
Jordan, it's interesting. You just popped it up on the screen for people that aren't familiar. Certainly a tremendous ending in the U.S. Women's Amateur as well.
Yeah, Rosang in 38 holes, and I watched a few holes of that, and it was pretty exciting. But my question for Michael is, how many of the foreign players, to what capacity are the foreign players back? It seems like a lot of them are. I mean, do you have a percentage count of the regular tour players and how many are playing?
Yeah, I would say the overwhelming majority are back to play. We do have some players that live in like Korea, for example, that have an opportunity to stay in Korea this year, play on the Korean LPGA. They don't make as much money, or they're not as televised all around the world like the LPGA, but Korea did a nice job early on of kind of getting this virus under control. And I think, a lot of my friends say to me, Mike, everyone's playing golf. It's a safe thing to do. That's true, but the people that are playing golf aren't getting on a plane, flying 14 hours, renting a car, checking into a hotel, walking into a place there. It's a lot different than if you drive down the street and pull your bag out and walk 18. So I've had players from all over the world call me and say, Commish, what do you think? And I just say, hey, you do what's most comfortable for you in 2020. We pretty early on in this whole COVID thing, we said that we were not going to let anybody play their way off the tour in 2020. We actually weren't going to let anyone play their way on the tour. No Q School, no Q Series. So whatever your spot was on the tour when 2020 began, whatever your priority list number was, you'll have the exact same number when 21 begins. So whether you play a lot or whether you play a little, I feel like in 2020 you had earned a season, a full season that you had probably slated out. You're not going to get that no matter what I deliver in 2020. It won't be what you plan. So I feel like everybody deserves the season they didn't get. So if players feel more comfortable staying at home, if players don't want to travel all around the world, we're encouraging them to sit tight. We still have a few players in certain countries that can't leave. The countries don't want them to fly out of the country. So given all of that, I consider 2020 a bonus. If you want to play, it's there for you to play. If you win, it's official. Everything matters, Hall of Fame points, world rankings. But at the same time, if you want to sit at home, you're not putting your career at risk. And I think that's the most important decision we made in all of the coronavirus time.
Where is my fellow Canadian, Brooke Henderson? Is she going to be back soon?
Yeah, I think Brooke Henderson's first tee is the AIG Women's Open Championship, our first major here in 2 weeks. So I'm not sure, I don't know what everybody's individual plan was, but I think the last time I talked to them, they were planning to start it up at the Women's British Open, which is, a $4.5 million event at Troon. And so, she's probably trying to tune up her game. I think Brooke has reached that point in her career where it's all about majors and it's all about, difference makers. So I think that's the first time we'll see her on TV.
Great.
LPGA Commissioner Michael Wan kindly joining us here, Spin on Golf on 760 WJR. Michael, we talk often on this show, the explosion of golf. Certainly this year, as you mentioned, I think it's even gone to greater heights because both the LPGA and the PGA have been out there. But obviously, let's talk about the LPGA for just a moment. This is something that, when you talk about competition, when you talk about sponsorships, when you talk about something blowing up, I think you've had a front row seat for it with the LPGA. Kind of talk about it from your perspective.
Well, I always tell people that the LPGA is the future of sport. You may not like the future of sport. We may be ahead of what you're ready for. But if you don't think every sport is going to have young athletes coming from all over the world, televised all over the world, with sponsors and playing opportunities all over, well, you're not paying attention. There's a reason why the NBA is playing preseason games in China. There's a reason why the World Series struggles because you call it a World Series, but we're only letting Canada and the U.S. play. And I see it like in Premier League soccer. Whether I'm in Singapore, Australia, Italy, or Canada, you're watching Premier League soccer at night. There's not a lot of sports that get that. The advantage right now at the LPGA, we have players from 50 different countries. We're televising 172 countries every time we tee it up, and including this week when we tee it up in Toledo. And as a result, we have fans all over the world. We have television and sponsor partners all over the world. And young girls are hitting balls on ranges all over the world, praying of reaching this level. And I think whether you're talking about baseball, football, soccer, basketball, all of those sports are going global, and they're going there fast. And they're all trying to figure out how to get their sport televised all over the world. We're there already. And like I said, some Americans will say, there's just too many players from other parts of the world on your tour. And I say, well, that's fine, but get ready. All of your sports are going to look and feel like that. Otherwise, they're going to go away. I really believe we have, for the last 10 years, followed the model of the Olympics. The Olympics is impressive because it creates an environment where the best in the world want to peak and make it to that level. And then they put on really cool hometown events like we just did in Sylvania, but they let the whole world watch. So at the LPGA, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure young girls strive to get here. When they get here to see who's the best in the world, we're going to put on cool hometown events, whether that's in Singapore, Shanghai, or Portland. We're just going to let the world eavesdrop when we play every week.
Just hearing you say that, it's so fascinating, BC, just for a moment, because, isn't that what we all want? We want the best of the best. And I don't care where the best from the best comes from. Isn't that the lure? You want to see the best of the best. You want to see them compete at the highest level.
BC?
Yes, you do. I thought you were addressing the question to Michael. I'm kind of daydreaming, look at the fish down there. But anyway, Michael, no doubt about it. And I think since he's taken reign after where the LPGA Tour was, and talking to some of the players on the putting green down in Orange Tree in Orlando, Michael, they are really happy with the tour is and the direction it's going, and the purses are going up a bit. And so you've done a heck of a job in gathering the sponsors and in securing the sites during this time especially. So you should be congratulated. I think single-handedly you have moved this tour in a new direction the last 5-6 years.
You know, I've said many times that the way the PGA, the way the LPGA is organized is really what makes us different. I'm the only sport in the world where the commissioner reports to a board that has more players than owners, more players than independents. So I report to 14 people on a board. 8 of those 14 are current active players on the LPGA. So imagine if Roger Goodell reported to a board that had more players than owners on it. You wouldn't have an NFL players union. You wouldn't have lockouts. You wouldn't have lawsuits and appeals. I report to a group of people that primarily the majority vote sits in the hands of my members and has for 70 years. And that's why there's never been a union on the LPGA. There's never been a lockout. There's never been a holdback. So, and when the LPGA players think that there's someone better to run this organization in one phone call, they'll make that change. And I think that's the beauty of the sport. Not too many sports are really owned and led by the players who play them. Generally speaking, business and ownership and everything else gets in the way. And because it doesn't on the LPGA, is I think what makes us really unique. I think our athletes really appreciate the sponsors and the fans that put them on this stage. I think sometimes other athletes can sort of lose focus on how they got this unique opportunity to make that amount of money.
Michael, another fantastic event this past weekend. We wish you continued success, and just know this: if we can ever do anything for you, don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. We think you're doing a great job, and it's as you mentioned, a lead by example type of situation. Continued success to you, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate your coverage.
All right.
Good luck overseas.
Michael Wan, kind enough to join us here. Spin on Golf. We'll wrap it up on a Sunday night next, right here on 760 WJR.
So they got the charter.
That got crappy
going
at the end there. Did you hear that? Did you hear that at the end?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was me.
That was me.
Oh.
Might have been my gas.
Yeah.
It might have had some tacos earlier, but
So they've got the Aberdeen Scottish Open and then the AIG Women's Open back to back before they come back to Arkansas. So I guess they'll all fly over there on the plane, the charter, and
all together
have at it for 2 weeks. Scotland.
All right, I'll be right back. Mike, do we have like 2 minutes?
Yeah, at least that.
Okay, I'll be right back.
BC, how far is Troon from North Berwick?
Pardon?
It's a ways. It's a long way.
How far is Troon from North Berwick?
From North Berwick, it's the other side of the country.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
a
not
long
like
way.
they can stay in the same spot then, right?
No, North Berwick. So
North?
you know,
Yeah.
no, it's over near Muirfield and Troon straight across near Prestwick and Turnberry.
Okay.
Probably a 2-hour ride.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
Car ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just figuring if they're close, they could stay in the same spot like they did at Sylvania, right?
You kind of could if they're busting them in or out. I don't know. I don't think a lot of the players like to drive on that side of the road anyway. So
yeah,
I bet you a lot of them have drivers who are going to take coaches.
I think the cool thing about Mike is, he's got energy, he's dynamic, he's not afraid to try different things, and he really cares about his players, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
he's not afraid to say that it wasn't him. It's the players' union, not the union, but players' organization that does it. But we know where the LPGA Tour was 10 years ago, and it wasn't good under Givens or whoever that lady was now.
Done a great job.
He's done a great job.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say something, but I wanted you guys to start talking.
Well, I mean,
Sean
I
was
wanted to
talking
ask
to me,
him.
and I'm staring at the camera, and I didn't even know he was talking to me. How am I doing?
Well, I think he was throwing you a line.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask him about the hashtags on the backs of the caddies. That was
7 players at 10 under.
idea.
Jeez, is 7-way tie right now?
Wolf, Day, Finau. Wolf is done. Day's on 16 or 17. Finau, Casey, Morikawa, Johnson, Scheffler, and DJ and Bryson's probably going to get there too.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Punk of the week time. Punk of the week time.
Welcome back to the Spin on Golf Show. Now, back to your hosts, PGA professionals Jordan Young, Mike Fay, Brian Cairns, and WJR's own Sean Baligian.
So I'm going to tell you point blank, and I confess to these guys beforehand. So you've got the tournament going on right now. I can't leave the monitor on because I'd be gone. We talked about BC being a multitasker. I am not. I am not a multitasker in any way, shape, or form. If I had the monitor on, you would see my head for our Facebook viewers like this, looking that way, and my attention would be diverted. But Jordan,
I have a question.
7-way tie?
I think 7 or 8. I can't even count now. But what is our Facebook Live? Is it WJR Golf? What is it?
Yeah, Mike Parsons, is it just the WJR webpage? Is that how it works?
That's just facebook.com/WJR radio. And then it's you can also search WJR on YouTube, but facebook.com/WJR radio will get you to it.
By the way, Morikawa just took the lead at 11 under.
Thank you.
Right from yes.
So we've got Morikawa at 11, and then what? 6 golfers at 10 under?
Oh, yeah, I'll just go through. You got Wolf's in at 10, Days 10 through 16, Finau 10 through 15, Casey 10 through 14, Morikawa 10 through 13, Johnson 10 through 12, Scotty Scheffler 10 through 12. Let's just say they pulled the goalie and they got an extra skater out there.
And a penalty.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the Leafs tonight, boys. I'm ready.
I had a feeling that Jordan might bring up the Leafs at some point in time tonight. It just call me crazy. I had a feeling that might happen. Hey, listen, all jokes aside, though, Jordan, I was texting you. That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen, and that is not an overstatement. They were dead in the water and sniped 3 late to tie it and win in overtime.
I've never had so many text messages that late at night before in my life. I hope it's not as dramatic tonight. I don't even care what happens tonight. Well, I do, but I don't. We'll see.
BC, what are you doing tomorrow? Let everybody know what you're a part of tomorrow. If we didn't get a chance to tell everybody, what are you a part of tomorrow?
I think I'm going to play the state pro-am. Or I'm going to ride and caddy for Jeff Champagne, my partner, and root him on. And I might chip in once or twice, but that's about it.
So the same old, same old.
Yeah, same
Playing
old.
with a good player. Got a good player. Good
partner. Time you guys won.
Yeah, you know what? Been second, I think, 9 times in that tournament. I'm a little tired of it.
Yeah, I'm taking the year off. I'll see you at the
Time to
PGA
go
next
win.
week.
Just go win, BC. Go win.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Sean, hockey does not exist at all if the Red Wings aren't playing. So no more talk about hockey. It's over.
Well, we've got the punk. Wait a second. That's a great segue because I have a punk of the week this week.
Yeah.
And BC, I think I'm going to call you out. I'm going to call you the punk of the week this week.
Oh, why is that?
Well, you got a little upset a couple nights ago, and behind the bench there was I don't know if you can see on the feed, but
there's my boy.
It seems like you were a little fired up off those 3 goals went in.
That's my boy. And
the reason why you're the punk of the week is because you were a little naughty in the press conferences. You weren't cooperating.
Well, you should see me in the locker room.
John Tortorella, allegedly. Dude, that is you. Look at this guy. Who is that guy?
I love this
There's
guy.
BC right there. Wait, we got a couple more.
Oh, where are you getting these pictures from? Come on. Those are my baggy
I
pants.
think we got a couple more. The glasses and the beard really, really does it.
For our radio listeners, we are putting up pictures of BC.
That was the best one,
Head
right
coach
there.
John Tortorella. They even wrote a little mustache on BC to make him look more like a young John Tortorella.
There we go. There he is.
Unbelievable.
Everybody loves Brian, man. He's John Tortorella's.
I will never be able to unsee that. That is amazing.
Love it.
Go Leafs, baby. They got to win tonight. Tortorella's got to go home.
I love being punk of the week. That is such an honor. Thank you, Jordan.
Oh,
Jordan, so we're watching. I'm sitting at home. It's like 11 o'clock at night, BC, and Jordan's texting me going, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this?" And all of a sudden, pictures of BC and John Tortorella start just flying on my phone, and I'm going, "Oh my gosh, I never put it together." But John Tortorella knows how to rant, and BC, you know how to rant as well. So I think
Are we still on golf show?
Oh yeah, we're still live.
Okay. We better get back to it. Okay, sorry.
And by the way, Morikawa is still leading by 1 with 4 holes to go. If you're checking in.
All right. So I guess looking at I'll allow you guys to change what you said last week. Looking at the scoreboard right now and looking at where things are, you guys, you got a feeling about how this might turn out the next few holes?
DJ,
I still pick Finau. He's still right there. He's got a few holes to go. I really hope DJ wins. We'll see what happens.
Mike, you looking at somebody?
Yeah, I'm looking. I still think that Wolf could win. I'm hoping. I think it's good for golf.
At 10?
Yeah, he can win. 10? Is he in the house? I didn't think he was in the house yet. He's in the house.
No, don't let him win.
Come on,
he's not going to win, then.
Know your stats.
I didn't think he was going to win.
Anybody but Bryson.
DJ's got 5 holes left. He needs 2 birdies.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Obviously, we'll be talking about that next week and plenty other things going on. Always something going on in golf. Really appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks to our online producer, of course, Mike Parsons. Thank you for everything that you do. Eric Dortch, thank you as well. Good luck, BC. Good luck the next few days. We'll be keeping an eye on what's going on. Mike Fay, anything going on with you that we need to be aware of before we say goodbye?
No, just lots of golf. It's going to be good all week.
Matty Ice, the Leafs are going to win tonight in OT. Sorry, brother. Marner is
I told you he was going to cram that in. This time, you guys can't point the finger at me for bringing it in. Good luck to your Leafs tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Leafs Habs, baby.
Most importantly, thank you for joining us, whether it be on Facebook Live or listening the traditional way on 760 WJR. For everybody involved, especially the fish that are going to start biting for BC, I'm Sean Baligian saying have yourselves a great week. We'll talk to you next week. See you. Bye.